Good morning and welcome to Andhari Orators Meeting 52, The Hobbies. I would first like to begin by reminding everyone of our mission here in Toastmasters. The mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. And with this mission in mind, we welcome and encourage our meetings and guests, all our members and guests to participate in this co-learning environment. Before we commence today's meeting, some general instructions. First and foremost, I request all role players and speakers to rename themselves by following the naming conventions given on the screen. This will help us to save time by allowing us to search for and identify the speakers in advance. In Toastmasters meeting, we refrain from speaking about three things: sex, religion, and politics, as it can be offensive to people present here. Avoid speaking, avoid unmuting yourselves, and cross talking in the middle of the speech, as it can be disrespectful to the speaker present. Also, I request everyone to kindly put their noise making devices on silent mode, and especially the one who will be speaking. We are live streaming the meeting for the recording purpose. If anyone has objection to being recorded, please let us know. We will remove that from the final recording. To speak or ask questions, raise hand on the video or just click the raise hand button on your screen. Each speaker and role players will be given 30 seconds to check their audio video light when they are first introduced. I strongly urge everyone to not to repeatedly ask if they are audible or not. If you aren't, the Zoom master will let you know. Furthermore, all speakers and role players are requested to be cognizant of time that they have been assigned so that meeting can be successfully follow the timing as set in the agenda. Also, as far as possible, keep your videos on. Though you are on mute, your expressions, thumbs up, and claps will encourage the speaker. Now, an important instructions. In our meeting, we follow the customary practice of giving a standing ovation to the speaker giving a milestone speech. So, whenever a speaker gives a milestone speech, I request you all to unmute yourselves, turn on your video, and give a speaker a standing ovation. The Toastmaster of the day will inform us of the milestone speeches. With this, please help me welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Adriana Walls.
Thank you so much, Master Rohit. Good morning, everyone. Our theme of today is hobbies. And when I saw the agenda, the first thing that came to my mind is for the longest time, I did not have the fervor of taking a hobby. I was absolutely, I wouldn't say uninterested in it, but I was not very eager to have one. For the very simple fact being, I did not know how it is going to shape me or of what use it would be to me. Until about 4 years ago, and I'm being very honest, I did not have a hobby until 4 years ago. Until about 4 years ago, when I read a post on Medium, which told me the three C's of having a hobby. It said the first C stands for creativity. When you have a hobby, it is not just a manner of doing something, but it actually opens up an idea of how you're going to engage in doing it. What new elements can you bring into it? The second C was to calm any stressful situations. When you are at it, you will be challenged on various fronts towards continuing your hobby. And that itself makes you realize as to how you can be calm and keep at it while worrying about situations that are not in your control. And the third C was confidence. Having a hobby is something you do without any external responsibility or pressure, which is why whenever you succeed at it, it serves to grow as a confidence for you because you realize I'm getting better at it. Each of these three C's turn into something you subconsciously and psychologically develop, which not just helps you professionally, but even personally. For me, the hobby is of collecting currency notes. And as much as it may sound simple, trust me, there are times I get stressed about it, especially when I've spotted someone who has that note and is not willing to negotiate with me to exchange it. And there are moments that I realize that, okay, it's a stressful situation, but let me try to find a common ground, which even teaches me negotiation. And when I finally get that note that I want, it gives me the confidence to know that if I continue to be at something, I'll be able to achieve it. In the meantime, I've even developed creative ways of having it. So now I actually have a Facebook group where I connect with people who are interested in it and who would exchange notes that they feel that they are going to receive because they're traveling to a particular place and are willing to give it to someone else. Something that I would not have known had I not gone the extra mile to find out how. All of these have helped me professionally to be creative in my solutions, to be confident whenever I am, being difficult in a situation and want to achieve it, and to keep myself calm during stressful situations. I'm interested to know what are your hobbies, but soon during the day. With that, we have two inductions today. We have Rupesh Kadam and we have Nikhil Shah. I would request the Sergeant at Arms and the Zoom Master to please spotlight them. We will start with Nikhil Shah. Nikhil Shah, could you please put your hand on your heart and say yes after every promise that I read out? Membership in Toastmasters is a privilege, and the only way to gain the benefits of our program is to participate actively. As a member of Toastmasters International and Andheri Orators Toastmasters Club, do you promise to attend club meetings regularly,
Yes.
to prepare for and deliver all of your speeches and roles to the best of your capacity,
Yes.
to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment conducive for all members to learn and grow,
Yes.
to treat your fellow club members and the guests with respect and courtesy,
Yes.
to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs,
Yes.
and to finally maintain high ethical standards during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
Yes.
It is my pleasure to declare that you are now installed as a member of Andheri Orators Toastmasters Club. You may now take your seat. I now request Toastmaster Rupesh Kadam to be put on the spotlight, please. Toastmaster Rupesh Kadam, as a member of Toastmasters International and Andheri Orators Toastmasters Club, do you promise to attend club meetings regularly,
Yes,
to prepare for and deliver all of your speeches and roles to the best of your ability,
yes,
to help the club maintain positive, friendly environment conducive for all members to help and grow,
yes,
to treat your fellow club members and the guests with respect and integrity,
yes,
to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs,
yes,
and to maintain high ethical standards during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
yes,
I now request all the other members of the club to unmute yourself and say yes after I read your promise. Do you promise to support the new members, Toastmaster Rupesh Kadam and Toastmaster Nikhil Shah, to the best of your abilities as they work the Toastmasters program?
Yes.
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 It is my pleasure to declare you are now installed as a member of Andheri Orators Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Rupesh Kadam, you may now take your seat. With this, I hand it over to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sachin Toraskar.
Thank you. Now, today win over
Few days ago, when our vice president, president education asked me, "Can you take the role of teamer?" At that time, I immediately accepted that thing, and thereafter, I was thinking about what will be the theme. So I introspected myself, and I found out that if you look at the lockdown period of say April month, May month, at that point of time, and even if you look at the impact of this COVID situation that was still there, and under such kind of circumstances, under such kind of tense environment, I found that there has to be something. If we stick to it, then only we can navigate through this tough situation. And at that point of time, I found out that hobbies are the best thing. I found out that when this they announced lockdown and the period was really very uncertain, we did not know what is going to happen. And even at the today's point of time, even the things are certain. If you look at the overseas countries, still they are under lockdown, and we don't know about the second wave or something like this. Then under that circumstances, I found out that the hobbies which I have, like reading and listening to the videos, now the era has changed. Most of the things, even if we look at the our minutes of the meeting of the club also, we have also adopted to the new technology. So people like to watch those videos. So I found out that learning is my hobby, and the tools are like books, videos and all. So I have been constantly reading those books, watching those videos, and at the same time enhancing my skills with the great platform like Toastmaster. So these are the hobbies. I think I'm really very thankful to those hobbies and everybody. Because of them, even that time was really very difficult, but I could navigate it very easily because of all these things. So I'm really very thankful to the hobbies. Now, if you look at the Toastmasters meeting, Toastmasters meetings are divided into three parts. First round is prepared speaking round. Over here, speakers are prepared as per the requirements of the project, and thereafter they deliver the speech. Second segment is the table topic round, wherein we ask the audiences to volunteer, and thereafter on the spot they will give some topic and they have to think on their feet and deliver the speech. And the third round is the evaluation round. Whoever are the prepared speaker who delivered the speeches, over here they got a good insight about their speeches, how they can go to the next level. So this is the way Toastmaster meetings are divided into three parts. Now, for the successful conduct of the meeting, we are having a tag team. Tag stands for timer, R stands for R counter, and G stands for grammarian. Without their support and without the support of all other volunteers and the role bearers, we cannot succeed as a team. So over here, first of all, I would like to introduce our timer. Our timer is a new member. When I asked him about his hobbies, then he told me that he likes photography and trekking. And the photography is something which helps him to earn his bread and butter. But what he found out that when after announcement of lockdown, when he lost the job at that point of time because of these hobbies, photography and all, he found out the new ways that most of the time we are programmed in this way that in order to live a bread and butter or a livelihood, there is only one way, that is nothing but to 9 to 5 job. But over here he found out that there are also other ways, and we can do much better if we think out of beyond those barriers. So I would like to call our timer, Toastmaster Rupesh, with a big round of applause. Over to you, Rupesh.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for the introduction, Toastmaster of the day. Um, as a timer, I'll be helping the speakers to express their thoughts within the allotted time limits. My duty is to time prepared speeches, time table topic speeches, speech evaluation, educational session during this meeting. To help me perform my role, I have this set of three colored cards, which I will just share my screen with you. So the green card indicates qualifying time for your speech. The yellow card indicates the target time of your speech, and the red card indicates the maximum time allotted to you. So for an icebreaker speech, I will show the green card at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes. And for 5 to 7 minutes prepared speeches, I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. So for prepared speeches, we have a grace period of 30 seconds on the either side of the time. So I will present the time report when called upon by a Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rupesh. Now, our next role bearer is a accountant. He is also a new member, and when I ask him about his hobbies, about himself, at that point he replied that he is having a business. He is into tiles trading. So he is having two showrooms in Mumbai, and thereafter he told me that when the lockdown announced, and thereafter he spent a lot of time with his family, and he realized that majority of the times we are having profession, we are having business, we invest most of the time into that. Actually it is necessary also, but we forget about our families. And because of this lockdown, when he got the opportunity to spend time with the family, he realized that this family values and all these things are really very important, and we should take care of that. We should not neglect that he realized. And apart from that, constant development, constant learning, all those things are his hobby. Let's welcome our R counter of the day, Toastmaster Nikhil Shah, with a big round of applause. Over to you, Nikhil.
Thank you, Mr. Sachin Toraskar, our Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear my dear guests. My role as a ha counter is to record unnecessary sounds used by the speakers and role bearers. They include crutch sound, ah, um, filler words, but, like, so, okay, filler phrases, you know, and so, etc., and extremely long pauses. The crutch words or filler words obstruct the smooth flow of the speech and can be annoying to the listener. At the same time, they decrease the value of the speech. It is pertinent to note these words and phrases so as to make the speaker aware of them and thereafter ensure the minimal usage of such words and phrases in future. I will present the AHA counter report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Over to Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. Our next role bearer is a grammarian. When I asked her about her hobbies, she told me that she right now she is enjoying a role of homemaker. Apart from that, she is a company secretary, and apart from that, she loves to read, communicate, spend time with her children. So those are her hobbies. Let's welcome our grammarian with a big round of applause, Toastmaster Pragya Kaul. Over to you, Pragya.
Thank you, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any not so correct usage of the English language, as well as all examples of good usage. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is fervor, which means intense and passionate feeling. The voter spoke with fervor in favor of his candidature. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. Whenever any speaker on the stage uses the word of the day in the right context, I would request the audience to show a silent thumbs up sign as a mark of appreciation. I'll give a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Over to Toastmaster. Thank you.
Point of order. Can we have the word of the day on the chat box, please?
Sure,
Thank you.
I will.
Okay. There is one more important thing. In order to encourage our speakers, we are having a tradition to give the standing ovation after completion of the milestone speeches. Suppose if the speaker starting with his journey, if he is going to deliver his first speech, so after completion of his first speech, we are going to give him a standing ovation in order to encourage them. So make a note of it. Apart from that, we are having in our today's meeting, we are having a two guests. I would like to call them. I think the first guest is the Abhinav Mishra. Hi, Abhinav.
Uh, Hi Sachin.
Yeah, I want to ask you some question. Tell, tell, tell me about yourself and how do you come to know about Toastmaster and how Toastmaster will help you?
Uh, Hi Sachin.
Yes.
Can you please repeat yourself?
Yeah, what do you do and how do you come to
Actually,
know about Toastmaster?
I attended this Toastmaster last Sunday also. I am a student and I referred to Shobham Pasricha.
Okay.
So, so that's how I came to know about Toastmaster. And when I attended the first meeting, I really enjoyed it and it was a good experience.
Yeah.
So I would like to continue it.
Okay. How it is going to help you? Can you give us one, two advantages which you can
Okay.
expect? Yeah.
Yeah, I will be actually. I have always had a fear of like stage fright, so I'm unable to speak in front of many people. And also, I will be doing MBA, so it will help me there when I will be doing group discussions and presentations. So it will help me out and speak to speak in front of many people.
Okay.
So
Thank
I
you,
just
Abhinav.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhinav. Our second guest is Mr. Chandrasekhar Reddy. So I would like to call him and sir, please tell us about yourself. What do you do and how do you come to know about Toastmasters?
Good morning, all the Toastmasters. I am Chandrasekhar Reddy. I am staying in Mumbai. One of my colleague who is from Powai Toastmasters Club, he has introduced me to this Toastmaster. Then I
Okay.
seen on the website and then just got in contact with Toastmaster Shubham Pasricha, and he sent me the invitation link for this meeting to join as a guest. I am working in a government company and presently in Mumbai.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Chandrasekhar Reddy. Now we will begin with yes,
May I speak a few words, please?
yeah, sure. And how can it Toastmaster help you in your career? Can you elaborate it?
That is what I would like to add because you asked me other guest about
Yeah,
that, but I hope you miss to mark that question. Just I'm improving to improve my public speaking skills, communication skills, and the leadership skills. I have seen different pathways, so I would like to improve upon those skills. That is my motto and the purpose of joining these Toastmasters clubs.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Chandrasekhar Reddy. Now we will begin with our prepared speeches round. So first of all, before begin with, I would like to call the evaluator of the first speaker, Toastmaster Anusha Gupta. Yes, can you please read the objective of the speech?
Sure, Toastmaster of the day, Sachin. So, Toastmaster Shipra is giving her level 1, project 1 speech for pathway leadership development. The purpose of this project is to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. This is her first speech, and I request everyone to give her standing ovation after she completed her speech. Timer, please note that the timings for the speech is 4 to 6 minutes.
Okay.
All the best, Toastmaster Shipra, for your first speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anusha. Our first speaker is a new member to our club. When I asked her about her hobbies, she replied she loves to dance and cook. In the lockdown proved to be important and fruitful for her because it helped her to see the things clearly and gave time to her to follow her passion. Shipra Shet, title of her speech, The Journey in Making. The Journey in Making, Shipra Shet. Over to you. Good luck to our first speaker.
How many of you have ever wanted to explore the breathtaking beauty of Kashmir, the beaches of Miami, or the lovely Paris? Most of us, right? Well, if I were to describe myself in a single word, I would say an explorer. Not like Columbus the explorer who explored different places, far from it, but I love to explore new experiences. Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. I am Shipra. In my short span of 24 years, I've come to a conclusion that each place adds a new experience to our life, and each experience makes us a unique individual. When I was a kid, I never imagined my life beyond my school, my friends, and my family. When I were to shift from Patna to Delhi for my father's business, it felt like the most hardest goodbye that my life had to offer. Not much to my experience, it was the most dreadful feeling for a 7-year-old me. Nonetheless, I arrived to a city which I hated for the most part of my life. I arrived, I'm so sorry. Can I? Hello?
Toastmaster, yeah, but Toastmaster Rupesh, is the timer already started? Because the time cannot be seen on the screen.
It started.
Shipra, you may continue.
Yeah, so as I was saying, for the most part of my life, I hated Delhi. It was a place I felt I never belonged. I felt like it was the hectic pace, the constant noise, and the onslaught of people became an essential part of my daily routine. It actually took a while when I started loving the city. Well, two things which played important role in my life loving that city. One was Delhi's food. I can go on and on about fluffy bhaturas and the crispy aloo paratha. And the second was my grad school NIF, where I studied fashion, which taught me about having a voice, an opinion, which taught me that we all have unique qualities and traits that we possess. It made me realize about diversity, inclusivity. So later that year, I had got an opportunity to shift to Bangalore, where I started my new stint. It was the first time I shifted to Bangalore. I was living on my own. I was traveling to the city, which was cold, confusing, and foreign to me. I felt amazed by the cultural diversity. I could travel. I realized when I felt home at Bangalore, when I fell asleep on a public transport. I could travel entire city across while traveling from one bus to another for the 100th time. I was no longer afraid to travel at night without taking or coming back on my own. Once a cab driver assumed me as a Kannadika I sang the entire Kannada song on my own, playing on the radio. Bangalore is very close to my heart. It has taught me self-discipline. It has taught me about independence. Namma Bangalore is a sense which I live by, and it has given my life, it has flavored my life divinely. Later that year, I had got an opportunity, a job opportunity to shift to Mumbai. So I had to bid adieu to this beautiful city and move ahead for my from a new beginning. Oh, Mumbai. But wait, let me tell you, finding an apartment here is not that easy when you're effectively broke, you barely know the language, or the size of the room is really questionable. Well, after months of struggling and without burning my pocket, I was able to find a decent place to be called as home. I felt strange living here. It felt like people are likely to smile at strangers, or I barely know the name of my neighbors. So I would walk for hours and hours, getting to know the streets, the local groceries, and the nice cafes. I felt it was new to me. Bombay began to feel home when the hustle and bustle of the city became soothing. I started to enjoy the thrills and opportunities at work. I felt that I belonged to this city. I met the most inspiring and hardworking people here. I started to believe, as they call it, the city of dreams. I started to enjoy my work. It brought to me new heights and experiences. I started to feel that the city is rewarding me, and I was amazed by the immense amount of opportunity that the city has to offer. So each of my experience is not about new place, new people, but it's more about what decisions and what journey I take to explore my unexplored personality. As a result of moving to a new town and new cities, it made me aware. It made me and it shaped me into the person I am today. And as a kid, while I was growing up, I couldn't have asked for any better way to grow up. So I will leave you with one final thought which resonated with me while preparing for this speech. It it's not about what you do, but it's about the biggest adventure you take in your life is to live the life of your dreams. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, because it is her first speech, we should give her a standing ovation and a claps. So our next speech is also a icebreaker. So we are not going to read the same guidelines again. So I will directly introduce to our next speaker. Our next speaker is someone who is a student and also an aspiring engineer. When I asked her about her hobbies, she replied her hobbies are reading and nowadays Netflix. In the lockdown, she could not read much because before the lockdown, she had prepared for the examination. So now, in the lockdown period, she preferred to spend her time by watching Netflix. So let's call our next speaker Toastmaster Fariha with a big round of applause. Toastmaster Fariha. Toastmaster Fariha. Journey to Toastmasters. Journey to Toastmaster. Toastmaster Fariha. Over to you. Good luck for your speech.
Thank you. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to change you to something else is the greatest accomplishment. Most respected
Not,
Toastmasters and dear
not
guests.
audible. Not clearly audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, perfectly.
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Most respected Toastmasters and dear guests, I am Fariha and I wish you all a very good morning. I am honored to be delivering my first ever speech with Toastmasters in front of such a delightful audience. Here's a glimpse of my 18 years of life in 6 minutes. Born in Mumbai, I shifted to Saudi Arabia when I was 1 month old. I was brought up in a multicultural, multilingual environment. We were taught multiple languages, including Arabic and Urdu, at a very young age, as it was a means of communication both inside and outside the house. I lived in a small city called Jubail up second grade. Back to the day when my father gifted me a Nintendo Game Boy for my seventh birthday. It was the night before we had to catch a flight to India for our summer vacation. My father wasn't joining us on that trip. I remember crying and waving him goodbye at the airport. It was just my mom, my sister, and me. For some reason, that memory is crystal clear to me. My father has always been the stout pillar of support throughout the highs and lows of my life. Well, it was that year that I was blessed with a younger brother. To this day, I will never understand how my sister and I turned out to be so obedient, while my brother, he turned out to be so naughty. He is an eighth and he has his own YouTube channel where he live streams his video games. Where was I in eighth? We shifted to the city of Dammam when I was in third standard. I was admitted in the largest school of Middle East and one of the largest schools of Asia, International Indian School Dammam. Our school used to dedicate a month to reading. We used to have a week called the Library Week where a quiz would be taken on random books and random authors, and the student who scored the highest in the quiz would be crowned the Princess of Reading. As a child, I used to read books with the fervor of a bookworm. My parents inculcated the habit of reading in me at a very young age. So you ask, where was I in eighth? Out of 18,000 students, I was crowned the Princess of Reading. Till this date, it has been my proudest achievement. In eighth standard, I had a friend who had recently joined Toastmasters. She comes to me and she asks for help. She says, Fariha, I have an ice breaking speech tonight. I don't have anything ready. Could you please help me? And I draft her a speech, which she delivers, and she ends up winning the Speaker of the Day. Throughout my life, I've been winning multiple inter-school elocution competitions, intra-school debate competitions, multiple essay writing competitions, but I never had the chance to join Toastmasters as traveling had always been an issue for me. In fact, in 10th standard, I had a senior friend. He contacted me for help with his speech. His speech was such that if he won this round, he would be representing the entire Eastern province. And if he won that round, he would be representing internationally. So I take it out and I help him with the speech, which he delivers. And let's just say he wins. And now he is representing the entire Eastern province. It is another one of my greatest achievements. I offered him my help for the next round, which he turned down. So, not to boast, but let's just say he didn't make it internationally. After my 10th, I had to shift to India to prepare for my entrance exams. My father, as an engineer, wanted me to go for CET. My mother, as a doctor, wanted me to appear for NEET. If you're wondering, I ended up giving both. I obviously had the option to continue my further studies in Saudi, but my parents wanted me to stick to my Indian roots. And so I did. I was admitted in Bhavan's College for my 11th and 12th. Most of my 11th, I stayed in KSA and I returned only for my final exams, and after which I returned to KSA again. I finally shifted, and I finally and hesitantly shifted to India in June 2019 for my 12th standard. I was expected to fly back home after my boards and my entrance exams ended, which were all expected to end by April 2020. But then the pandemic happened, and then lockdown was imposed the day after my board exams. Entrance exams got postponed, flights got banned, and I couldn't return home. I was stuck here with my grandmother and my sister. Well, at least I had some family around. Fortunately, that year I had to visit KSA for my visa renewal in January. It has been over a year and I haven't been home since. I haven't seen my parents, I haven't seen my brother, I haven't seen my family in over a year. Well, good comes out of everything, and me being stuck in a country as good as foreign has led me to finally join Toastmasters after me praying for it all my life. Me delivering my first speech here is truly an honor, and this moment is something I will definitely remember all my life. Thank you.
Again, I would request everyone to give a standing ovation because she has completed her first speech. Standing ovation and big round of applause. Okay. Now, today we will be having one workshop in the afternoon. So, considering that we have we are not going to conduct table topics round in the today's session because our meeting time is only for a 1 hour. So we will directly move on to the evaluation round, but our from our next meeting onwards, we will be having a table topics round. Now, for going with the evaluation round, I would like to call our general evaluator. Our general evaluator is someone who has completed his Distinguished Toastmaster DTM, which is the highest title in Toastmasters in the last year. Apart from that, he is also a good investor also. When I asked him about his hobbies, he replied that the last year, pandemic year, is a very good year for him because in the last year he has completed his DTM title. Apart from that, he also visited some tourist destination from January to March before the lockdown, and thereafter about his investment, wherever he has invested in the last year, he found out that his money got doubled. So it was the luckiest year for him. Let's call our general evaluator Toastmaster Abraham with a big round of applause. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Sachin Toraskar. It was very nice of you to introduce me and take me sky high. As a general evaluator for today, I will explain the role of the general evaluator. The general evaluator's role is to comment on each and every activity which has taken place today. He will be like a school inspector, or he will be like an internal auditor, or he will be like a method study engineer who will find out what is run in the wrong way or how it can be corrected to a limited extent. In Toastmasters, we take this general evaluation as an important thing so that we can improve from meeting to meeting. Toastmasters experience. I have 20 plus years experience as a Toastmaster, and I enjoy this Toastmasters meeting
with lots of tact, fervor, and enthusiasm. I enjoy every meeting. Now, let me proceed with my comments. Let me congratulate our Zoom master and Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Rohit Katkar, for starting the meeting on time with appropriate comments about do's and do nots. Wonderful job done, and he started the meeting on time. Then we had the presiding officer, our President Adriana was. She was wonderful in using using what is called as hobbies, how to use and improve with the hobbies. She talked about various things like creativity, calmness, confidence. All in all, she gave a very motivational and entertaining speech. Then she took the dual role of VP Education. And I noticed that she did the member induction in a novel and a wonderful way, which was very entertaining for everyone. She conducted the induction of Nikhil Shah and Rupesh Kadam in a most appropriate way, and she concluded both her responsibilities within time. Now we move on to the Toastmaster of the day, Sachin Toraskar. He explained the meaning of hobby, and his introduction was wonderful. And what I most liked about him was the way he introduced both the guests, involved them, both the guests, I mean Abhinav Mishra and Chandrasekhar Reddy. He gave enough opportunities for them to express their views, and hopefully they will become our members soon. Now we move on with our evaluation round. First, I call upon our evaluator for Toastmaster Shipra Sheth, Icebreaker Speech 1, Pathways 1, Toastmaster Anusha Gupta, to give her evaluation, please.
Point of order, TTM Abraham, could we please have the timer report and voting before the evaluations for the speaker?
The timer for prepared speeches, Shipra took 6 minutes and 8 seconds, and Parya took 6 minutes and 28 seconds. So both qualified.
Okay, now as we are preparing for the evaluation, we will do the voting later on. So I call upon Toastmaster Anusha Gupta to give her evaluation on the icebreaker speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator Abraham. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, members, guests, and of course, Toastmaster Shipra. 1,000 steps journey starts with taking a single step. And in Toastmasters, a DTM journey starts with giving an icebreaker speech. Today, Shipra has started her journey by giving her icebreaker speech. So kudos to Toastmaster Shipra. Like 40,000 years ago, when men can control a fire, they would sit around a campfire and tell stories. So from that, we can assume that how much everyone loves storytelling. Congratulations for an absolutely grossing and entertaining storytelling. What I loved about your speech is the inquisitive title, Journey in Making, which I feel was apt for your speech. To define yourself as an explorer, which attracts the audience attention. What I also like, the stories that you share from your moving from your one place to Delhi, then to Bangalore, and then to Mumbai, and with fearlessly you shared every experience of yourself with us. And you totally say that the two things that you love about Delhi is Delhi's food and the grad school. And I completely agree with you that Delhi's food is worth trying. It's mouth watering. What I also like is like say you said that singing a whole Kannada song in one go. From that we can assume that you are so much of like quick learner that you're learning a different language and singing a whole song in another language is commendable. And you also gave your speech, like give your stand and gave your speech, which was very good. And I request you to like follow this in your all your speeches. What you could improve on is on your body language. What I noticed that your hand was mostly stiff like this, like your it was not moving, like so. You can use your hand gestures more effectively in your speeches. Second thing, I noticed that you were going too fast, which was somewhere showing that you were nervous. So I can recommend you that taking a proper pause while speaking is like gives attracts the audience attention, and you can take a pause to calm yourself while speaking. Second, like you can the thing is intonation. You can if work on your intonation, like when you are talking about your struggles, you can like keep your voice low so that it can give a dramatic effect in your speech, and it will the listeners will engage in your speech more. So a speech is like a hammock, which is have a body and has a two pillars. So I can get you absolutely nail the speech structure, which was have a proper starting, beginning, and the end, and you the conclusion was amazing because you leave a thought, like leave an impact with a leave your speech at the end with impact, and you raise a question that it's not about what you do, it's about what decision make you take and to explore yourself. So working on your body language and your intonation can make your speech perfect. So that's all from my side recommendation. I hope you will apply these feedbacks in your next speech. Thank you. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anisha Gupta. Now move on with the second evaluation. I call upon Toastmaster Purnima Thakur to evaluate the icebreaker speech by Toastmaster Fariha Sheikh. Over to you, Purnima.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I clearly visible and audible? Hello?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Can I please see the timer cards? Okay.
That's been shared. Yeah.
A very good morning to everyone present today in the meeting. What an honor it is to evaluate a speaker who speaks this confidently for her first speech, that too. I remember when I gave my first icebreaker speech, I was nervous like anything. And I am someone who has had the chance to debate, talk, and take part in so many contests early in my school days. Toastmaster Fariha, special good morning to you, and thank you so much for delivering that wonderful speech. You used a quote in your speech that said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the biggest accomplishment. And somewhere through your speech, I think this is exactly what you showed us by telling us about your life and how you kept moving around your things and in the Middle East, the way you moved without your dad and how connected you were to him, kind of encapsulated your entire journey and told us that even though your circumstances changed, you tried to be yourself in this entire journey. So that was very well, beautifully put. I really love the part, really love this thing in your speech that you included step by step about your school after your 10th standard when you wanted to when you did both engineering and you also wanted to become a doctor to appease both your parents, so you kind of gave us a flavor of all aspects of your life. That is something which helped us to get to know you better, so that was really good. Clearly, the highlight of your speech was the confidence, which is extremely rare in a speaker who's delivering their very first speech. So that is your strength. Always hold on to it. I also noticed, and may I say that maybe it's because of your earlier debates and involvement in speeches that your command over the language was extremely good. You used very nice words such as multicultural, multilingual, and several others throughout your speech. That really gave me a sense that you are a very professional and a serious speaker. What I also loved is that you use the word of the day. Now, I'll tell you why I like that, because that shows flexibility in the speech. You just got to know about the word in the meeting, but you somehow added that in your content while you were talking. And I did not see a shred of nervousness when you did so. So, that is flexibility, is what I loved when you used the word of the day. Now, just like any speech, there's always some or the other scope of improvement. So, let me start. The very first thing would be I would have just loved to see you stand and deliver your speech. Because when you do that, people take you more seriously as a speaker. The second point I would say is that I felt that your speech was quite fast. Maybe next time, try pacing it and not rush through it. And the last feedback for this particular speech, I would say, is that there was a little bit lack in this overall structure of the speech. Reason I say so is because maybe you could have divided that between your childhood, your school days, your college days, and then now, so that we could have gotten to know you a little better than what you showed us today. But in all, your speech was fantastic, and I can honestly say that you're a very, very good speaker, and I wish you all the best. Over to you.
Master Purnima for that wonderful evaluation. Now I will call upon the timer to give the evaluation of both the speakers, Toastmaster Purnima and Toastmaster Anusha. Rupesh, give the timing, please.
Okay, so the timing for both the speaker, that is Anushka Gupta, is 3 minutes 54 seconds, and Purnima Thakur is 3 minutes 58 seconds. So these are the timings which are being shown in the screen.
So both are disqualified.
Yes, as per this sheet, I believe.
So there will not be any voting for the best evaluator. Both are disqualified. So you prepare for the best speaker. While I continue with my general evaluation report, I will call upon you, or maybe after 2 minutes. You prepare yourself for the best speaker. Now moving on with my tag report. I will call upon the timer. He has already given the timing for both prepared speeches and the evaluation. Now I will request the R counter, Toastmaster Nikhil Shah, to give his review of the R counter role. Toastmaster Nikhil Shah.
Good morning to all of you. Thanks for giving me opportunity to have an experience of giving a AHA report. If we talk about the Toastmaster of the day, Sachin Toraskar, I would say his speech was very well delivered. No ahs, ooms, or other crush sounds, and he has there was not much repetition of the words. Now, second about the timer, Mr. Rupa Kadam, he too had no ahs, ooms, other crutch sounds, or filler words, or filler phrases, or repetition of the words. As far as Speaker Shipra Seth is concerned, the phrases used often was it's about, and the repetition was more than 2 times. As far as Anusha Gupta is concerned, ooms, other plus sounds, filler words, filler phrases, and there was no repetition. And as far as Faria Sheikh is concerned, only the other plus sound was used 2 times, but all was fine. As far as evaluator Purnima Thakur is concerned, everything was in order. And as far as AB manual concerned, everything was in order. Let me say, since this is my first experience, I have not been able to judge the person properly. And that is a fault on from my side. See, that's all I would like to share, sir.
I'll call upon Pragya call to give her report. Don't unmute every now and then.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to the speeches and I could really feel the fervor with which they spoke. I would like to say that there was a good usage of flavored my life divinely by Shipra, which means made her life interesting and enriching. And there was also a good usage of hustle and bustle became soothing, which means she started enjoying the sound, noise, and cacophony of Mumbai. There was also good usage of stout pillar of support, which means Fariha's father was a strong support for everyone, and also a good usage of through highs and lows of life by Fariha, which means in all sorts of situations in life. When we come to not so good usage, then I would just like to say there was a not so good usage of at today's point of time. We may use at the present moment or at this point in time. And instead of using think out, we may use think of. Adriana and Faria aptly use the word of the day, fervor, in their speech. Thanks for using the word of the day. And I would just like to say for and to all of us who are here today, I either win or I learn. Exactly that is the purpose for which all of us meet every Sunday. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you, sir.
I will proceed with my general evaluator's report. All in all, it was a wonderful meeting. The meeting started on time and everybody did their job exceedingly well. Now, I do not have any negative points for this particular meeting. I would like to have my positive comments like this. I find that 15 plus members are attending today's meeting with two guests. All the members are enthusiastic and show lots of fervor and attend regularly. Those people who attend regularly means about 15 to 20 people only attend our meeting. The new members did a good job in their debut meetings. And I can conclude by saying we in Andheri Orators, Toastmasters are all winners. And we do things in a different way and we are always successful. With this, I will ask our listening master to give his report or his quiz on today's program. Over to you, DTM Zahid Sheikh, who is also one of our senior Toastmaster, a DTM, and he's a self-styled communicator conducting children's speaking classes, and he has been a chief judge in various Toastmasters clubs, and he is ever ready to help anyone and everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster DTM Zahid Sheikh.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon. Well, today my role is of the listening master, and I would like to see how you have fared in your listening skills. I will call out a person's name and then ask him a question. If he cannot answer, then the floor is open for anybody to answer. But first, the person whom I call out. So everybody, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself, everybody. Okay, great. So okay. The first question goes to Rohit. Rohit, are you on?
Yes, sir.
The 3 C's of hobby our President Adriana talked about, the 3 C's.
I remember only first, creative.
Okay, the floor is open. Anybody else?
Calm and confidence.
Calmness and confidence.
Perfect. Great. Thank you very much. Second question, Chandrasekhar, are you there? Chandrasekhar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Our TMOD,
Yes, sir.
our TMOD, Toastmaster of the Day, mentioned 3 rounds to the meeting of our meeting in the starting. There are 3 rounds in our meeting. Which are the 3 rounds?
Just I could not follow it, sir.
Our Toastmaster of the Day in the beginning, our Toastmaster of the Day in the beginning mentioned there are 3 rounds to the meeting, and he explained the 3 rounds. Which are those 3 rounds?
The first is icebreaker, then table topics,
Okay. Yeah, you're doing
and
good.
then evaluations.
Oh, perfect, perfect. But it's not icebreaker, it's prepared speeches. Okay, perfect. We give you that. Congratulations,
Yes.
congratulations. The third question goes to Anushka
Thank you.
Khanna.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Our TMOD, Sachin Toraskar, which month did he mention of the lockdown period to have started his hobby?
Okay, I don't remember that.
Which month? No? Okay. The floor is open. The floor is open.
March.
April and May.
Perfect. Who's that? Who said that? April, May?
Shipra.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Very nice. Very nice. Anush. Okay. Sachin Dige, are you there?
Yes.
What is important for Nikhil Shah as mentioned by his introducer? As mentioned by his introducer, what is the most important thing for Nikhil Shah?
I don't remember.
Okay, the floor is open.
Spending time with family.
Family values. Perfect. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. This goes for Purnima, my favorite Toastmaster. Is she there?
Yes, sir. Yes,
great.
sir.
Abhinav's take on why he joined Toastmasters. 2 reasons he gave.
Confidence in professional life. And sorry, sir, I can just remember.
Be a bit specific. Be a bit specific. No. Okay,
I can only I can remember confidence in professional life. Sorry,
okay,
not these.
the floor is open. The floor is open.
Fear of public speaking.
Stage fright.
Fear of the stage. Yes, correct. Second one.
An MBA group discussion where you
Oh,
can...
perfect, perfect, perfect. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, this goes for Abhinav. Abhinav, are you on?
Yes, yes.
The speaker, Shipra, how did she define herself? One word. How did the speaker, Shipra, define herself? One word.
Actually, I didn't hear properly because my internet is unstable.
No issue. No issue. The floor is open.
Explorer.
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 Perfect, perfect. Good, good.
Yes.
Mukul,
yes.
Mukul, are you there? Mukul, are you there?
Who is Mukul?
I don't know. I thought there was some Mukul over there.
Not in the meeting.
Oh, he's not in the meeting. Let's give it to Abram sir. Abram sir, Shipra's final thought. What is Shipra's final thought?
Shipra's final thought was to continue staying in Bombay and become a good communicator as well as pursue our MBA.
And somebody else? The floor is open.
Was to keep having more experiences because like they keep shaping you and
Like
No.
what
you need to live
decisions
life through
you take.
experiences.
No,
What decisions you take to explore yourself.
no. Okay. She said, live the life of your dreams. That was a final call. Live the life of your dreams. Am I right? Am I right, Shipra?
Yes, sir, it's right.
Great. Now, this is for Rupesh. Rupesh, are you there?
Yep.
Great. Faria's favorite pastime. Faria, the speaker's favorite pastime.
Spending time with family?
No, a favorite pastime. She's away from her family from 1 year. Okay, the floor is open.
Netflix.
Netflix, correct. Okay. Sahil Parekh. The last question goes to Sahil Parekh.
He's not there, really.
Just joined, won't be able to answer.
No, he was there when I think I saw his name. Sahil, are you there?
I have just joined the meeting. I won't be there. Hello. I'll do it right here.
I think you don't ask Sahil. He just joined. He didn't know. He was not there most of the meeting.
So this
Nikhil
is
Shah. Nikhil Shah.
okay. Except Abraham Samuel. The question is, which level did Abraham Samuel reach when introduced by Toastmaster of the day? Which level did he reach?
Distinguished Toastmaster.
Distinguished Toastmasters.
No. No, which level did he reach? You know, he was elated. He was elated in such a way he reached a particular level. Which level did he say? Okay.
High levels. High something.
Sky high.
Yes, yes.
Very well said, Anusha. With that, I end this session. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Zahid Sheikh. You are involved most of the Toastmasters and you are done in a very wonderful way and we enjoyed your session. Now, without wasting much time, let me hand over control to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sachin Toraskar. So, Sachin. Toastmaster Sachin, over to you. Toastmaster Sachin, over to you.
I believe be having some technical issues. In the meantime, we could conduct the voting for the best speaker role players.
Yeah, let us do the voting for the best auxiliary role player and best main role player. Yeah, top three, and also for the best. No, we don't have table topic. And also for the best speaker. Adriana, you take over from here. Over to you, presiding officer Adriana.
Thank you so much, DTM Abraham. Well, as the voting is going on in the meantime, I would like to know from our guest Chandrasekhar, how has the meeting been, and what is his takeaway from today's meeting? Chandrasekhar, would you like to share a few words?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, when I heard first time about these Toastmasters, just I explored the internet and I found most of them are useful for anybody in the life. And now just I can't deviate from what I heard. It's really beyond my expectations, I must say. And I hope going by this space, I soon join the as a member of the Andheri Orators Club. And soon I will excel in at least one of the pathways. I have seen the pathways and I wish to excel in one of the pathways with all the support of the distinguished Toastmasters and other Toastmasters.
That's really good to know, Chandrasekhar. We are very happy that we've been able to surpass your expectations. At this moment, I'm really tempted to say that I really wish we had our table topics today, but we have an educational session. We couldn't have it. We would have even more fun. I really wish at least you attend our next meeting in that case, and you would have a much holistic experience in terms of having the second section of our Toastmasters meeting. Could we have? Sorry, you want to say something, Chandrasekhar? You may go ahead.
No, just I wish to thank everybody for giving me this opportunity.
It is our pleasure. We are, in fact, honored to have you among us today. Could we have...
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Could we have Fariha state how was it now that she's given her first icebreaker?
What's the question to me?
How do you feel after giving your icebreaker speech? It's the first speech in any Toastmaster journey.
I was nervous, obviously, but I was looking forward to it. I was excited to share my journey with everyone. So that's there. And I'm so glad everybody liked my speech. I'm so glad everybody enjoyed it because I was definitely nervous for speech with Toastmasters, but it was truly an honor to share my experience with such a delightful audience.
Great. Good to know. It's
That's
good to
all.
know.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Fariha. We understand you are participating in the IFP, intend to participate and will be participating in the marathon. So looking forward to more speeches from you. Also, I believe our certificates are ready. So could we have Sachin Toraskar announce the winners? Toastmaster Sachin. Okay, I guess he is still unavailable. Nonetheless, we would announce the winners now. Could I request the Sergeant at Arms, the Zoom Master, to please send me the results on direct message? It will help me in the announcement. Okay. So the first certificate is for prepared speeches. Okay, it is not. Okay, the first certificate is for auxiliary player, and the winner is DTM Zahid Sheikh. Could we please have the certificate for DTM Zahid Sheikh? I would say very well deserved. It's been a very long time since we've had such an amazing listening master session. A lot to learn from for future role bearers as well. Thank you so much. Our next award is for the big three, and the award goes to DTM Abraham Samuel, who's been our general evaluator for today. Congratulations, DTM Abraham.
Thank you.
And our best speaker, finally, the award goes to Shipra Seth. Congratulations, Shipra. I understand it was a very close call, so please don't be disheartened, and there's always room for improvement. Having said that, we will now adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this wonderful Sunday. Do know while we have just had a 1 hour meeting, we have an educational session, and it's going to be one of the most profound sessions at Toastmasters. It is specifically for international speech contest, but can also help members give their regular speeches as well. So do attend. The meeting link has been shared on the group. It will be shared again in about an hour. With that, thank you so much. It was wonderful to have you here today. Guests, please stay back for the guest briefing. Abhinav, you've already had one before. It's your intent to stay back for further questions. Chandrasekhar, please do stay back. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. It was a pleasure having you with us today. Goodbye.